So Trump is set to release decades worth of files that could confirm the existence of UFOs. Now, if you're like me, we didn't necessarily need this. This is interesting, but we know what we know, what we know. Also, despite the fact that Trump did say he was going to release this information at some point or another, I cannot ignore the time in which this information has been released with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, from the hantavirus outbreak happening on the cruise ship, the couple of people they're trying to find in the United States that may have contracted the virus and trying to quarantine them, thinking about what just happened on the Disney cruise, and even what's happening over in Iran right now. All this crazy stuff going on in the world, and this is a time, the year of midterms, let's release information talking about UFOs. I mean, it's not like they're trying to distract us from anything. I think it is all pure coincidence. Yeah, I think it's all pure. I don't think that this was done on purpose. I think this was just an accidental. Maybe someone released it today because they felt led to be honest with the people and do it right now. That's what I believe. But we're going to check out this news. We're going to see what they're going to say. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get into it.
The truth is out there, maybe. President Trump touting the Pentagon's release of the first ever batch of UFO files today. So were there actually little green men or something else? Let's bring in our pair of extraterrestrial aficionados. ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez and Capitol Hill correspondent Jay O'Brien. Yeah, I love how you're both looking at me like, are we really sitting?
Hey, it's all fun and games until War of the Worlds break out. Ain't gonna be laughing then.
Here about to talk about little green men.
This is Louis' favorite topic.
Yeah, it is, Louis. So, Louis, are there aliens out there, Louis Martinez?
Well, we're not going to know that, Kira, from what we've seen today, because what has been released are thousands of pages of documents of unresolved cases. What's been happening over the last couple of years is that the Pentagon has established an office that has reviewed historically everything, every single UFO report that has been detailed since 1947. They have yet to find any evidence of that any of them are connected to extraterrestrial life. However, they also note that they can't explain a lot, and so this is why President Trump has released these documents to kind of lift the veil on all of these unresolved cases. And there's an interesting thing is that on the website, the Pentagon's website, it actually says that they would welcome any analysis from the private sector. So in effect, welcoming advice.
You've been digging through the first set of these declassified documents, though. Has anything
I don't know how people, like, even if you don't believe that UFOs exist or aliens exist, whatever, that to each their own. But the fact that there's so many unresolved documents that even the government couldn't figure out, that don't make people question stuff. Like, there's some people out there who don't really think about this stuff, like, ever. They're just like, oh, okay, that's just whatever out there. It's like, what? Come on, man. Go a little deeper.
Out to you? Can you give an example of something? You have to have been talking about some of these accounts or what's in those files. Tell us. We want to know.
Well, some of these accounts are brand new, but if you are a historian of ufology, if you can call yourself something like that, you may be privy to this. What really strikes me is that some of the videos, like the ones we're seeing on our screen, are coming from U.S. Central Command, the Middle East. And why is that? Well, that's because there's a lot of military equipment over there in the Middle East, a lot of sensors, a lot of aircraft, and they may pick up anomalies that then get reported, and I think that's what we're seeing now. So there's a continuum of files, of incident reports that have been coming in over the last couple of decades, but I'm really struck by how many have come in recent years.
All right, Jay. So the president is taking credit, saying, "Hey,
that is very interesting, because nowadays with the advancement of technology, you would think you would know more, and that just goes back to the same like questions I have about like going to the moon and stuff like that. If we were able to go back in the day where technology wasn't as good as it is now, materials probably weren't as good as it is now, what's so hard about going there now? It's all of it is interesting to me. I'm not saying who did what or who didn't do what, but it is something to think about, because I can't see in any situation where technology, in a sense, has made it harder to do something that it was easier to do back in the day. I've never seen that before.
being really transparent
Anywhere else
about all these files and releasing them to you.
Look, bottom line, it was his decision to do this, and he was pushed by some Republican members of Congress to get these files out there, to get them declassified, but
I wonder
he
why.
was the one who made the final order. And today, again, as you said, he's taking a victory lap. He posted on Truth Social, and I'm going to read it to you directly so you know
Yeah,
that
because
they're
I want to know
his
why
words.
he sees this.
By the way, for those watching this video, I am in the middle. I'm not on either side, so I know where they're about to go with this. It sounds like they're really gonna try to cook Trump. That's their opinion. That's not mine. I have my own opinions, but we're not here for that.
As a victory lap.
Well, I mean, I think he sees this as a move towards transparency. I think he sees it as something that his base has wanted because, again, there were rank and file Republican members who were pushing him for this. What he posted today is that it's up to people to decide for themselves, quote, again, his words, not mine, quote, what the hell is going on? But this was his order, Kira. And now what we've heard is that this is just the first tranche of documents to come out. I was texting earlier with one of those Republican members of Congress who had pushed the president to do this, and it's their understanding that this is just the first of several batches. They say that this is just the tip of the iceberg of what they have seen in a classified setting, Kira.
All right. I think the public wants to see all of this. And let's point out, like you said.
And you know what's gonna come next is people are gonna be like, well, if you can release information about the UFO files, what happened to the other files? Why couldn't we get all of that? And I'm not gonna talk about that today, but that's what just came to my mind right now.
It's 1947. We still haven't seen anything that, leads us to. I like how you guys are looking at me kind of shaking the head like, I know, Kira. Okay.
It's up to you. Decide for yourself.
Okay, you guys keep digging, all right? You ufologists, you. Louis, Jay, thanks, guys. It's always fun to talk about.
Yeah, obviously they don't really believe that anything exists. And I don't know if there's like little green men going around, but there's something going on. Whether it be something built by some other government and we don't know what it is and they're just flying it around and got picked up by radars, or if there actually are people from outer space, from other planets or whatever the case may be. But there's no denying that there's something going on. Something's flying out there, whether it's made here or somewhere else in the universe, there's something out there. But at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is interesting? Do you guys think this is a good time to release these files? Do you think there's something else going on? Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute, peace, have a great day. God dang it.